Hello, my loves, and welcome to this message. I'm Erica, psychic medium, oracle, and prophetess. So if you are new, welcome to Gypsy Cowgirl Tarot. Those of you guys returning, welcome back, loves. You've seen the title. The title probably reflects the message, the download. This message is being channeled with Mother Mary, Mary of Nazareth, and then also with Goddess Isis. Okay, so they will probably be more than likely channeling through me during this message at some point, speaking directly to you, just using me as the conduit. Okay, so obviously if this found you, it's in alignment with your current reality and timeline, all the things, okay? So the message specifically is you're in a place of complete renewal. This is Phoenix rising. This is a divine reboot, okay? So if you're here, you're watching this, what that means is you have been unplugging all these cords from the dark matrix. I just saw 111. You've been unplugging you've unplugged from the dark matrix. And you are now in this beautiful place. It's like this card with Mother Mary. Okay, so I was channeling with Mother Mary and Isis, okay? And then I was called to pick up this one oracle deck that I have. It's like, I don't know, it's like a bunch of like divine feminine goddesses and stuff, okay? And I was like, if you guys are wanting to come through this message and you want me to record and speak like during this message, show yourselves, like come through in the cards. And the very first card was Mother Mary. She was like, bam, I'm on it. Okay, like you asked and you shall receive. So she came right out. And then I split the deck, and I split the deck directly on Isis, goddess of magic. So Mary of Nazareth, it says the mother of God, okay? But like Mother Mary is an ascended master. She had many earthly incarnations. She is a Syrian, like her soul is of Syrian descent, but she's had many lifetimes in other star systems. But she's a Blu-ray, like all the things, okay? It says, I am blessed and my courage gives birth to the divine. My courage gives birth to the divine. And that's actually a message that's courage, bravery. That's tied into all of this here, okay? So thank you, Mother Mary. So I'm just setting her aside. I don't know why I didn't pull Isis out of the deck when I split the deck, but it's fine. She's here with us. So you're in a place of complete renewal. You are the Phoenix rising right now. So like if you're wondering where you're at in your awakening, or like just where you're at energetically, you're right now in the Phoenix energy, okay? This new moon in Taurus that we just had, happy new moon, you guys. I've been off for a few days. I was actually out of town, and then I came back into town, and yesterday we had like the most insane windstorms like I think I've ever seen since I've lived out here. And I do live in a valley, so wind can be common, but this was insane. Like the winds were getting up to like 40 miles per hour, which may not seem like a lot, but it's a lot. Especially when you live in a valley and there's like all this, like where I live, it's all, you know, agricultural land, and like right now we have corn planted in the fields like all around me. But it's not just like, it's not dirt soil. Actually where I live, because I live in a valley, at some point there was water here. So it's sand. It's honestly like being at the beach, okay? So when the wind kicks up like that, it's a sand storm, okay? Power outages, the electric companies were shutting down power because of the wind, like, and I looked on the weather map too, and it seemed like the whole state of California was a windstorm, and then also like the inner parts of Nevada where it connects to California, and then on like the Pacific Ocean. So it was just like wind everywhere. And for me, I was like, okay, it's like coming in, that we have the new moon. The wind is like blowing out all the BS, you know what I mean? Like it's helping to move and blow things out and away, and blow things in that, you know, are meant to stay basically. So you're in this place of complete renewal. You are the Phoenix rising from the ashes of the old versions of you. And that's like a big part of like what Mother Mary was coming through with. So she wants to connect with you. She wants to work with you. She says, call me in. I am the cosmic mother. I will help bring healing and love and comfort to your heart, to your rose heart, to your pearl heart. Many of you guys already work with her. That's why you're guided here in the first place, or Isis, or, you know, you're a Magdalene, sister of the rose, brother of the rose. You're connected with Isis Hathor, like, you know, all the things, okay? Avalon is also coming through very, very, very strongly. So a lot of the Avalon remembrances are activating and opening back up inside of you right now for some of you guys, okay? And if that's you, you'll know because you resonate with that, right? And then I put, so like in this phase of the Phoenix rising, in this phase of complete renewal, what does complete renewal mean? It means being reborn anew. Like shedding, like, you know, it's like unzipping the avatar suit and I open it up and this new you steps out. And then we can, you know, toss the old suit away. Okay? So you've been feeling very uncomfortable, like uncomfortable in your body, like just uneasy, like I can't sit still, I'm fidgety, overwhelm is a big one, confusion, feeling confusion, more confusion than clarity. Like maybe you thought you were very clear, now all of a sudden everything's very confusing again. You feel like, you know, like you just feel backwards, like you just feel like you're regressing, okay? These are all a part of what happens when you are the Phoenix rising. When I saw 444, thank you so much. We have legions of angels here with us, you guys. Mother Mary, thank you so much. Isis, thank you so much. Y'all, and I have to share with you guys too. I'm going live tomorrow. I had to move the live from Sunday and then I moved it to today. But then my mom was going to be coming by, so then I was like, just forget it. I'm going to move it to tomorrow. I know, like, nothing's going on. It's even still windy here today. Like, so, and because I'm in the country, I depend on my Wi-Fi big time, right? Like, if my Wi-Fi is out or is, like, acting up because of the weather, it makes it really hard for me to upload videos, go live, like, do anything, basically. So it's kind of like, on those days when that happens, I'm kind of forced into like just chill, you know? So you've been feeling like all these things, confusion, like desperately needing nature and solitude or silence more than anything. Like I need stillness. I need to connect with my breath. There's all these higher self guidances coming through for you, okay, from your higher self. That's not accidental, right? Like, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, but like, it's like your higher selves are here with me, right? Because I tune in with your higher selves, and your higher selves are like, they know, but they're not doing it. Like, they know, but they're not doing it. Or some of you guys are doing it, but you know you need to kind of kick it up a notch and do even more than you're doing, and you're not doing it, okay? There is a resistance here, okay? Like, you need the nature, you need the stillness, you need to like just disconnect from all of the like radioactive waves or whatever, you know, and like just everything, but you're not doing it. And your higher self, you know that that is your ticket to your heaven on earth. You know it, but there's this resistance, okay? So then you got to kind of back up, okay, back up. Why is there resistance here? Why am I very clearly receiving information and, you know, basically like you're very connected with your higher self. So why is my higher self like, I know this, but I'm not doing it? Where is the resistance coming from? Okay. That's like shadow work. That's like when you start going deeper into the why, to the root, like you go deeper, like, and you have to just let yourself go there, you know, in stillness, connecting with your consciousness and higher self, your inner child, okay? You're also seeing other timelines right now, okay? So this is all part of the download. Excuse me, guys. The last few days, because a part of my wild story, like I went out of town, I was with my sister-in-law, we were down in Fresno, California. Listen, there's certain places that feel very dark to me, cities that I visited, okay? and I can feel the supernatural energy there. I've always been able to feel that stuff. And I can feel, ooh, this is a really good energy spot. I love the way this all feels. Or, I do not like this place. I would never live here. Like, I don't know how people, like, you know what I mean? Fresno is one of those places for me, okay? I do not like Fresno at all. I do not, okay? And there's other cities like in California and other places that I've been that like, right? But anyways, we had an amazing time. We had a really fun time, but my sister-in-law does freelance. She owns, like, she's been doing it for a long time. She works in the makeup artistry, photography, like, world. So she does, like, big events and weddings and commercials or, you know, proms and things of that nature, okay? So she asked me, because I worked with MAC Cosmetics for a really, really long time. So I'm a phenomenal makeup artist. I love it. So every once in a while, if she needs like an assistant or something, right, like she'll ask me like, oh, do you want to come, you know, help out? And it's a fun time, so I always do. Anyways, long story short, she booked the hotel that we were going to be staying in and stuff. Actually, my brother booked it, which makes even more sense because my sister-in-law is kind of going through like her own spiritual awakening. Like, she's newer on the journey. My brother he's kind of aware of things, but he's still very asleep. And just because of some of his pastime activities, his auric field is very open, very easy to infiltrate. Okay. Even though he's very protected because he's my familia and everyone who is my loved ones, like I have them very warded, very safe, very protected. Anyways, he booked the hotel, and long story short, the hotel that we were at, it was a reptilian hotel. Okay. I'm going to talk about this on the live tomorrow because I have to get this message out and get off here and upload this because I have clients waiting for recordings. I have, you know, so I'm trying to like email and get stuff out. And anytime I take like even like 1 day or 2 days or even when I take a few days off work, everything just piles up. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah. So we were at a reptilian hotel, and I was like, my mind was blown, you guys. It literally inside the hotel was like a freaking a lizard, what do they call them, like a terrarium or whatever. It was like a lizard terrarium, okay? Like, and the guy, like the people working the front desk, especially the one guy, I was like, oh my God. My sister-in-law is aware of all this stuff. She knows of these things, and she's, you know, like many, she's awakening more and more and more, and she's seeing more, right? So I tell her this, and she was like, oh my God, I just got chills everywhere. And I'm like, see, I'm like, I know, right? And anyway, so then when she finally went down and she saw the guy at the desk, she was so creeped out. She was like, oh my God, sis, you're so right. Oh my God, like, what do we do? And I was like, we're fine, we're good, we're protected. Like, but they're for sure, it was crazy. It was crazy. And I've been talking about this, like having like face-to-face interactions with reptilians, especially for light workers, and there was. So anyways, I'll talk about that on tomorrow's live, but I wanted to share with you guys, okay? Just crazy. And what's crazier is that hotel we were staying at, it had like, there's like some big sports event. Probably, it was like for like maybe high schoolers, because the kids were younger, maybe freshman, sophomore age. But there was a ton of kids, sport kids. I don't know what sport they were in, I don't know. Staying in that hotel, okay? So think of the energy harvesting, okay? Like, it was wild, okay? But of course, me, like, I go anywhere I go like that anyways, any hotel, it doesn't matter. I completely shield, like I'm warded, I am shielded, because I already know hotels are portals, and it's like one huge portal, but it has all these little rooms, so it's like all these little portals, okay? That's why so much weird, crazy stuff happens at hotels. Like, it attracts a lot of like partiers, or just weird stuff happens, or you know, just like overdoses, or people unaliving, or you know what I mean, like just weird. A lot of hotels are haunted, they have paranormal activity, right? There's a reason, because they're portals, okay? So anywho, we'll talk about this on the live tomorrow, but I just wanted to share with you guys for a moment, because it kind of all ties into this. That's all very matrix, you know, and so all the people there that aren't awake, they can't see it. They have no idea what's going on. They have no idea that they're staying in this freaking basically lizard hotel, reptilian hotel, where their energy is literally being harvested, okay? It was the creepiest, weirdest thing, but we had a blast, you know what I mean? So anywho, getting back, okay. You guys, let me know in the comments, like, because there's a lot of you guys, especially like my clients. I've had clients that are having a lot of like experiences where they are having face-to-face experiences, encounters with the reptiles, okay? So if like, I want to hear the stories. Share your stories with me. I would love to hear it, okay? And as I'm reading the comments, like, because some people I can already see they're gonna be like, well, this happened, but I'm not sure. I'll tune in with it and be like, oh, for sure that was, or oh yeah, I think that was nothing, or whatever too. So you're seeing other timelines. Okay, so with your third eye, you are literally like you're seeing other timelines. So some of you guys, you're seeing other timelines of your own self, of your own soul, like basically other like alternative realities, basically, okay? So there's infinite timelines, infinite realities, okay, which is why it's crazy, but also which is why it's so cool, okay? Because you're unplugging like crazy. Like I'm doing this because I'm literally like seeing like cords like plugged into a wall, like outlets, sockets, you know, but it's like the matrix, and these cords are attached to you, okay? So you're unplugging all these cords, but it's like the more that you unplug from the matrix, the more you feel heaviness and overwhelm and confusion, because it's an adjustment. It is a major adjustment, and it's an adjustment that most people that have lived for many centuries and generations have not done, including right now on Earth. Many are awakening, but many will not. Many are also, listen, people who live among us, some people are star seeds or, you know, ETs in human vessels. There are angels on Earth. There are reptilians. There are all kinds of, right? You know what I mean? So it's like, this is a very supernatural, very magical place. And now people are starting to really see it, okay? And so the more you unplug and the more you start to see, the more that you're like really seeing stuff, okay? It can, if you're not grounded in your own body, you can start to feel kind of crazy, okay? Like you're losing your marbles, you know? And so that's why, like Mother Mary and Isis, their message very much was like, you are indeed in this beautiful, powerful place of complete renewal, meaning your body is completely renewing, your mind, your heart, your reality around you, like there's new beginnings. You're in 0 point energy right now. Like you're in a 0 point energy field. You've cleared karmic debt. So now, but we're always creating karma, you know what I mean? So, but it's like now you're more awake, you've unplugged. So now it's not like you're creating negative karma like you were before, because you're way more aware now. You're more compassionate now. You can see more now, right? But you are seeing other timelines. Like you're seeing other timelines playing out like as you're living this timeline. So you might actually be seeing other lifetimes that you're living right now, or like other lifetimes of yours happening, you know, because everything's happening simultaneously. I'm also getting like pulling power, pulling abundance from other timelines of yours. So let's say you tune in and you see a timeline where you are living a very rich, wealthy life. You can tune in with that very rich, wealthy self and that piece of you, because that's you, and literally call that abundance to you in this current timeline here. Okay? This stuff gets very deep, and this is the kind of stuff that we are going to be talking about and teaching, or I'll be teaching, we, Mother Mary, Isis, Mary Magdalene, in our Magdalene Isis Mystery School. So we're on our second gathering for May. So we were supposed to meet yesterday morning, but because of the windstorm here, like I said, it was just, there was a no-go. It was a no freaking way. That's why I haven't posted nothing either. So so I moved it to Wednesday. So in a couple of days, we're going to meet on Wednesday instead. But we typically gather every Sunday, right? That's when we meet. But it is a sacred, divine, ancient mystery school, a place of sacred gathering where we talk, we share, but there's a lot of teaching, a lot of learning. And so right now is when we're actually, because the time is right for it now, okay? I don't just go, this is not coming from my ego. This whole mystery school is channeled. This whole mystery school is an initiation for whoever joins and moves through it with us, right? So anyways, it's a beautiful space of community where we gather, we share, we talk. It's, you know, for men and women, but it has been predominantly women who have signed up. Although we have had some divine masculines, but this is the kind of stuff we're talking about, okay? This kind of stuff, Akashic records, SEX, magic and alchemy and channeling that, working with our Kundalini, working with our sacred fire, like all these things that we did in our mystery schools in other lifetimes in ancient times, right? So anyways, if you're interested and you want to sign up with us, we are only on our second gathering of May. It goes for 4 weeks. So it's 111 every 4 weeks, okay? So I'm trying to go month to month. May's a longer month, so that's why. So we're going to meet Wednesday, and then we'll meet again Sunday, and then the following Sunday will be our last gathering for May, and then June starts, okay? So, you know, it's a type, I'm running it where you can jump in at any time. It's not like if you jump in now, you're behind because you didn't sign up in January or you haven't been with us. You can jump in at any time, okay? So it's 111 for 4 weeks, and then if you want to sign up for another 4 weeks, that's totally up to you, right? So, or the next month, it's up to you. So anyways, if you're interested or you want to work with me one-on-one or you want to tune in or get a reading or a quantum healing session or Akashic session, whatever, everything's in the description box, okay? Just email me and we will get you set up, okay? And if you have emailed me over the last like couple days and I haven't got back to you, I will, okay? Because yeah, like I said, I was out of town, I was off, and because of the weather yesterday, I honestly just totally unplugged. And I really needed that because after staying in a reptilian hotel, yeah, I had to really, because of how much energy it took to shield and protect both me and my sister-in-law the entire time we were there, I was wiped because I was working through my third eye in the third and fourth dimensions, doing that like the entire time. So anyway, so I had to like also recharge my energy. So I was kind of thankful for the windstorm, to be honest. So anywho, everything happens as it should. So you're seeing other timelines, and then your psychic senses are on fleek right now. Okay, like you're seeing, I put seeing deeply and seeing very like layered. Okay, so it's not just like psychic, like, oh, I have a feeling, or oh, I kind of see this, or it's like you can literally see like very like layered, like the first few layers of a vision, or like a person, or you know what I mean? Like, I'll just give you like a quick example that's coming to my mind, and this is kind of silly, but this is how my psychic gifts work, because I'm a really strong, like out of all my spiritual gifts or whatever, I'm an oracle. Being an oracle, a seer, that is my strongest thing. Like I'm an oracle medium, right? That's my strongest gift, hands down for sure. And I can see so much, it's crazy, right? But not everything opened up at once. That's another thing. Like our gifts are layered, like everything, right? So, your psychic ability right now is insane. So like the example I'm giving is this. So I was watching that show, Modern Family, which I shield myself from everything like that, you guys, because it is a really funny show and I've loved it, but you know, I can see through the show so clearly. It's actually pretty dark. Okay, not the people in it or the actors, but like the people who write the show, who produce the show, who are invested in the show. Like it's coming from, it's dark. It's dark. Okay, there's a lot of really dark things implemented into the show for programming of people watching it, okay? But I'm aware of all this before I even watch anything, right? So I already know. I already show myself, I protect myself, like I'm good, right? And I barely watch like any kind of like TV or things like that, but shows that I do like, I will go back and I'll rewatch them and things like that, right? So an example, like Nathan Lane, you guys know that, like Nathan Lane, you know, from Birdcage, the movie Birdcage with him and Robin Williams, you know. Oh my God, he's so funny. But he's like a big Broadway guy, and like he's been in a lot of movies and shows and things like that, right? Well, he's on the show and he plays, his name is Pepper, and he's like a gay guy on the show, you know, and he's friends with some of the characters on the show. Anyway, so one of the characters, Phil Dunphy, he's a realtor, so he's showing Pepper, Nathan Lane, all these like mansions, because Nathan Lane, Pepper, he's very rich in the show. So he's showing him all these different mansions, all these different homes, and he's finding problems with everything, right? Well, anyways, when I was watching it, all of a sudden, I had a vision. I could see Nathan Lane. What I literally saw was this, you guys. I saw his agent call him and say, you know, you need to come. Basically, I saw the whole thing leading up to him being on the show in this particular episode, but you know what I mean. So I saw his agent call and say, like, Modern Family, and he's like, okay. Then I saw him being driven to the studios in Studio City, which is Los Angeles, Studio City, where they, you know, where the studios are. And then I saw him getting out of the car, you know, I saw people walking him inside. I saw him, you know, talking to, I saw the whole thing happening, and not because I wanted to see it. It just was, I was shown that, you know? So that's what I mean by like deeply layered. Like I didn't just see like this like little vision of something. I saw step by step of him booking the show, getting to the show, going into like wardrobe and makeup, and all the points leading up to him being in that scene, you know, in that moment, right? So it was just like, and again, I can't even help it. Like I try to shut down everything as much as I can when I'm watching movies, when I just shield myself, and I have my ways of shielding, which is also stuff that I teach, etc. in the mystery schools. But anywho, so that's what I mean by the layer, okay? So it's not like you just have this like vision. It's like you see all these other layers of the vision, okay? So that's what I mean by seeing deeply and seeing very layered with your psychic abilities, with your psychic gifts. If someone says something to you, right, you immediately receive it. It comes over, it comes into your field, and it's being decoded, okay? So you're actually, people are, right? They're talking to you, and when they're talking to you, the information coming to you and the way that it's coming to you and being received by you, it's being decoded as it is being received by you. So they're saying one thing, but you are able to see through the falseness, passive aggressiveness, stuff they really want to say but aren't saying, stuff they are, you know, whatever, stuff like that. So you're seeing through you're decoding it, okay? So by the time it gets to you, right, like you've decoded and you can see the truth no matter what. You can see through all the layers of what this person was saying to you, okay? They say one thing, but you receive something entirely different. It's giving like, so a long time ago, like I had a moment where I left MAC Cosmetics for a little bit because I just wanted to try something different. I was young and I had been with them for like 4 years already. And so I went into the tech world because I lived in San Jose, California, like Silicon Valley. So I went into the tech world. I had some friends and connections there. Anyways, I ended up getting a job with a company called VeriSign. And now that I look back at my life, I'm like, it all makes sense because it's no wonder I was in the places I was. So VeriSign is internet security, okay? And I actually did internet security with like Lockheed Martin and like big government companies, okay? Anyways, but we also worked for, you know, like you go, like, I don't know how it is now, but like it used to be like when you would go shop online, like you go to a website and you go shopping online, you go to checkout. VeriSign, the company I worked for, it had a big like V red check mark for internet security. It was like VeriSign secured, basically. But it was like, you know, encrypted stuff. Okay, so everything was like encrypted, everything was secure, okay? And I know I don't want to get like too techie, but anyways, so I would issue SSL certificates out to companies, etc., etc., etc. And like I said, like sometimes I would work with like Lockheed Martin or whatever, okay? Boeing, Lockheed Martin, stuff like that, okay? Anyways, you guys, like it's crazy. So I remember all the way back then though, like I could feel the energies there. And I was like, at that age, I think I was like maybe 22, 23, because I started working with Mac when I was 19. Like I had just turned 19. So yeah, or no, I was 18 actually. I think it was before I turned 19. But anyways, yeah, so I was like 22, 23 years old, okay, at this point. I had not gone through a spiritual awakening, but I was already decoding because of who I am as a soul, okay? So, meaning I was able to, like, the people around me, my boss, like, I could literally, like, decode these people, and I wasn't even trying, okay? And everything that I saw as I was decoding, it all came to fruition. Like, I was shown all these different things that I saw at some point, okay, while I was there, which wasn't very long. So it's a funny story with that one, actually, why I ended up getting fired, but it was just like a temporary contract anyways. So it was, but anyways, it was, yeah, it was something really funny that I did. So I'll share that story another time. But when I say I've lived like 150 lifetimes in 41 years, I swear to you, like, it is so true. So anywho, the whole reptilian hotel and everything, it reminded me of that. Because anytime I step into like big corporate entity buildings, that's why they call them corporate entities. That's why every big corporation has because there's power. We learned and we created sigils and symbols. We went over this last month in last month's mystery school, how symbols, sigils, etc. they hold so much power. Okay, everything is made up of energy, but like symbols and frequencies and, you know, sacred geometries and things of that nature, like a table, you know, anything, right? It's encoded with these kinds of things. Anyways, let's keep going, but I just wanted to share that because it reminded me of that, like just sitting and like being able to decode. And I know a lot of you guys watching, you work in office spaces, you work with other people around you, like where you are literally decoding everything around you, and you're not even trying to. But again, that's why it's so important for you to be so grounded, because that is exhausting to be a decoder of the matrix, because everything is coded like that. Okay, it's in books, it's in magazines, it's in television shows, it's in commercials. I shared with you guys not too long ago about when I was at my mom's house one night and we were watching TV. I don't have like cable TV or nothing like that, so I don't see like commercials typically. And a commercial came on, it was with Marie Osmond, and she was selling some kind of like skin thing, or I don't even remember. But the whole, like, you know, if you're interested, text blah, blah, blah to blah, blah, blah. Like, it was a straight spell. And everything, it was a spell. She was literally doing spell work and basically putting people who watched this commercial under a spell to literally purchase the product. And I was like, rebuke, shield, done. My mom was like, oh my God, like, because I pointed out to my mom. My mom didn't see it. She didn't catch it. And when I put it out, she saw it, right? Because my mom's also going through an awakening. So anywho, it's everywhere. And so that's why Mother Mary and Isis are like, you're in this pivotal point of your journey where obviously you've never been before. Not like we haven't even been here because we didn't live on earth like in this time, you know? We're here with you as guides. We're here with you as like soul familia, but we didn't live on earth like this when, you know what I mean? So your psychic senses are on fleek. You're seeing deeply and you're seeing very layered. You're seeing through many layers and levels, okay? And this isn't for every single person. Some of you guys, that part's not for you, you know? But if it is, you will know. You're spiritually and financially abundant. But right now, as you are rising into this complete renewal, Phoenix energy, some of this heaviness and discomfort that you are feeling, this overwhelm, it is actually a program. It's a false matrix program that you've been running on, and you're trying to break it. So it's like this battle between like this part of you that's programmed into this. I specifically put breaking the scarcity matrix loop. Breaking the scarcity matrix loop, and that's what it is. You are a divine sovereign. You provide heaven and earth for yourself, mi amor, right? And you guys, I'm right there with you. I'm in the same boat. Like, I've broken so much and I see through it. I'm like a master decoder at this point, you know? I don't even want to say that, but like I am mastering the decoding, okay? It is getting easier. And even like people in the spiritual community, I'm decoding them. I'm like, you know, I'm not perfect by any means, you know what I mean? But like, I'm not a fake. I'm not a fraud. I'm not someone who speaks of light but doesn't embody the light. Like, you know, you guys know me. I keep it real, you know. I'm not like sitting here. I am a high priestess. I am a powerful ass quantum healer. Like, my quantum healing sessions are insane how strong they are. And I don't say that in like an arrogant, boastful way. I say it in a matter of fact, very like, it's just facts, right? But I also struggle with my own matrix programming and loops, you know what I mean? And right now, this is a huge one. This is like one of the biggest ones that you came to unplug from and break the cycle of, is the scarcity matrix loop. The program that is so deeply ingrained within you and your DNA, okay, that you have to compete. There's never enough. You know, do you want to be rich or do you want to be poor? Like, these are your options, but that's all dark matrix stuff. And you're a divine sovereign who is unplugging and remembering more and more and more of your sovereignty and your power. So in this moment, Mother Mary, Isis, they're like, remember the word courage. Remember the word courage and bravery from the beginning. Here is how it all loops and ties in now, as we gear towards the end of this message. So let me pull some cards too. I don't even know like where to start with messages. Hold on. Let's start with some. Actually, I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get like a high priestess. Like, we'll see like what message wants to come through. Because if you're here watching divine masculine or divine feminines, man or woman, it doesn't matter. Like, we all have the Hierophant within. We all have the priestess within, you know. And a lot of the scarcity program loop that you're trying to break right now, because again, you are spiritually and financially abundant, like infinite. I also, oh my God. See, I don't know if I have enough time, but see this little funky chart I drew? This is powerful because I want to explain some stuff to you guys, okay? And it has to tie in with this kind of stuff here that I'm talking about. But I think I'm going to do a video separately about this stuff. Anywho, stay tuned for that because, yeah, I need to talk about this and other things. So you're breaking the scarcity matrix loop, but this is a really strong program, you guys. This is strong. It's very, 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 very strong, okay? But you have divine sovereignty over it. It does not have sovereignty over you. It does not have control over you. It's an illusion. That's it. It's an illusion. Money is energy. That's it. And there is infinite realities and timelines connected with you and your soul and this world and everything. So you're battling with something that's not even real. We battle with an illusion. We give so much worry and stress and anxiety to an effing illusion, to a phantom program, I guess we'll call it, like a phantom limb. You know what I mean? Like, it's not real. It's not there. Your current of energy, of money, is directly tied to your frequency, to your energy. You don't like what you're seeing in your 3D reality? Then align and call in a different timeline in reality. You don't like the characters, the people showing up in your reality, or the video. You go on Instagram. I talked about this in my Instagram story earlier, but it was just like hard to read. I ended up deleting it, and I was like, I'll just do it again. But anyways, like, there's infinite reality. So it's like a freaking infinite, never-ending buffet of timelines and realities. What do you want? So I'm going to unplug from this current reality that is some kind of like weird program loop that has had control over me, even though it's an illusion. It has had control over me, and I'm aware of that. So now I'm consciously, intentionally breaking that loop. I'm breaking myself free of that loop. I'm no longer consenting to that loop. It's not real. But what is real is the fact that I am spiritually and financially abundant infinitely. and that I am a divine sovereign and I have the ability to provide my heaven and earth all by myself. That is this is the new you. This is the Phoenix rising. This is the divine reboot. And this Taurus new moon, by the way, I'm not an astrologer. I don't, I know a lot of the astrology, and in other lifetimes, I've been a master astrologer and astronomer and an alchemist and work with all that kind of stuff. And you know what I mean? But so I intuitively tune in with it, I guess is the best way to put it. This new moon was like a really powerful divine reboot. And I don't know if you guys felt it, but I sure did. It knocked me on my butt, like in a weird way, like not like I was feeling like angry or down, or like it was just like I felt the reboot. I felt the divine reboot. I felt the Phoenix rising. I felt all of that. And it's really weird that during this new moon, I ended up being in a reptilian hotel. Like that blew my mind. I was like, are you kidding me? Like why? But I know why. It's because of who I am. So they knew, okay, so this is how it works, right? They knew that I would be going with my sister-in-law, and they took advantage of the fact that my brother was the one booking the room because he's easy to infiltrate, like I said. So they worked through him, and then he specifically chose that hotel because it was cheaper, it was this, it was that. They made sure he chose that hotel specifically because they knew that I would go there. Craziness, but that's how, you guys, like nothing is an accident, you know what I mean? Like it's, and I already know that. So, okay, so let's end the message. Oh my God, you guys, did you see that? Like these cards just like came out on their own. First card is Twin Flames, your soul partner and an internal connection. So right now in this like state of complete renewal, the Phoenix rising, this is in your new reality. This is happening for you now. So you have an internal connect. So a lot of twin flames, and you guys know me, I'm a twin flame soul. I do a ton of divine union, masculine, feminine readings, like channelings here on the channel, along with other things if you are new here. But there it is. There it is. And then look at this. Power over difficulty, reclaiming your power. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Spirit. So you guys who are watching, both you and your divine counterpart, that's what you're both doing right now. You're actually, whether it's twin flame or not, doesn't matter. Don't get hung up on the titles. Although the journeys are very specific, don't get hung up on the title. Right now, you and your soul partner, who you have an eternal connection with, somewhere out there, whoever they are, whether you know them or don't know them, you have both been breaking the scarcity matrix loop. You're both doing it. So every moment, every time you catch yourself getting into that mentality of fear, of lack, of anxiety. How am I going to pay this? What am I going to do about this? What am I going to do? That's the loop. That's the program. And it's time for all of us to be brave and courageous enough to say F off, F you, program, loop. I'm taking all of my power back. This is giving Kali Ma energy. Like for me, this card always reminds me of Kali, but it's also, it's just like, look, see the swans, twin flames again. So it's like twin flame also. They're reclaiming their power over difficulty too, or your soul partner or whoever. So confirmation number 32, we have number 16. You guys are both in this moment of reclaiming power. That's the Phoenix rising. Notice the snake. You're shedding. Remember I said the bodysuit? I said if I unzipped your like avatar suit right now, it's basically like a symbolism of your new self walking through. Complete renewal. I am the Phoenix rising from the ashes. It's all burned away. Deep purification has occurred. It has been occurring. It still is occurring. That's why I'm feeling so uncomfortable, because everything that's a comfort zone, that's not serving me, that's old, it's stale energy, it's not supposed to be in my life anymore. It's going away. It's being burned to the ground. Feeling confused. Everything that's been confusing me or pulling on my energy or energy cords and attachments of old partnerships or people or this or that or whatever it is, the matrix, it's being burned down. There's lessons, there's things happening for you specifically, like tests of discernment. So you can hone your discernment gift. and start to see through things even more clearly. Okay? So reclaiming power over difficulty when it comes to your harvest, when it comes to your money, when it comes to your material realm, your dream home, your divine union partnership. You know, like when you look at, when you use your third eye in your heart and you look out to the future timelines that you're creating, that you're projecting out and creating, like this is what it's talking about. It's your harvest, it's your blessings. It's, but this is a time of harvest and blessings. Okay, like, and this Taurus new moon did a lot for that kind of energy. So this is your Mother Mary, Isis, and your spirit guides, etc., your higher self saying, you have to reclaim your power back from the matrix. Unplug these last cords of fear, of scarcity, because it's an illusion. I'm unplugging from this. I'm no longer subscribing to this. I'm no longer consenting to this. I'm taking my power back. Because when I do, this is what happens. Because now I'm realigned with my divine sovereign self. That's why she's all in white. You know, it's like harvest that comes from purification. Gathering of blessings. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so you guys, I know I always do that. But we're 46 minutes in. Let's get a card of surrender. Let's see what a message of surrender is needed for right now. I love that the twin flame, the tiger is specific. The swans are specific. The snakes, you might be seeing snakes, having dreams of snakes. I recently had a client who I was doing a quantum healing session with, and I was asking her specifically, I was tuning in with astral experiences, and I was having her tell me more about that because I was being guided to help coach her, to help teach her more about her astral traveling, astral projecting, and how to control this or do this, or you know what I mean? And so she shared with me something, and basically she was like, I had a dream of a snake, and I started talking back to her, and I was like, okay, was it a huge cobra? And she was like, oh my God, yes, it was this huge cobra, but it was completely loving and benevolent, like a spirit guide. It wasn't there as something threatening or, you know, and she knew that, she felt that. And I confirmed for her because I've had that same kind of spirit guide experience too. But I've also had astral visions and experiences where I was shown people who have wronged me, and like, you know, false lights, and just people, you know, they were all in a circle. So it was like, they were all in a circle, and then this black snake was in the middle circle, and this black snake was basically like dying. It was all symbolic. I was being shown that all these people, like, that basically the spirit realm took care of everything, basically. Okay. So anyways, what was I talking about? The astral experiences. But astral experiences, it's very vivid. I did a reading about this not too long ago, maybe it was last week, where I was like, you're basically no longer having dreams. Okay. Like, you're no longer just swimming through the subconscious at night. You're literally astral traveling for a lot of people. It's very vivid, very real, you know? And that's where we do a lot of our light work, is actually in the astral realms, right? So anyways, your guidance here is to surrender to effortlessness. Some of you guys may want to try aerial yoga, or, you know, it's, that was another part of the message, is like, you know, my courage gives birth to the divine. My courage. Have you ever heard the universe favors the brave? I say that a lot, actually. The universe favors the brave, right? Like all the things. Like the more consciously aware you are, the more you unplug, and because it takes a lot of bravery to unplug from the matrix. Like, it takes a lot of courage, because the matrix was made to keep us in these loops, to keep us in comfort zones, right? It's way easier, right, to just be like, even though we know it's not good, like, to just be like, I'm just going to keep going, right? But we don't. We know that's not what we are here for. And so the universe favors us even more for that, because we're breaking a dark system just by remembering, just by awakening. Stop pushing so hard. Stop trying so hard. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. And that's crazy, because this whole message is about that. It's about like how you're in this place of the phoenix. You're rising, completely renewed. Your life is changing. You did it. You did it. It's going to be some good stuff for a while for who this is for. I'm seeing a good solid like 6 months, a year of just beautiful things happening. Okay? Does that mean that every life you're not going to have any heart? No. But yeah, you've cleared a bunch of stuff. Again, you're the Phoenix rising, 0 point energy. This is all about the new, the completely renewal. So they're like, let the effort go, like in that way. Stop pushing so hard. Stop creating resistance. Instead, just be in the flow. Flow with the current. Tap into those other timelines. Use your gifts. Use your third eye. You know, this is the moment. Look, surrender to miracles. The dolphins are also significant. By the next full moon, there's some powerful stuff happening for a lot of you. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. See, that scarcity loop, it blocks you from miracles because it keeps you in fear. So when you unplug from that fully and you break that and you're like, I already know I'm in charge of all this. None of this stuff scares me anymore. It doesn't got a grip on me anymore. I'm not like everyone else out there freaking about this or, you know, the economy or if they do this or this, you know, like I don't got to worry about none of that because I know I have sovereignty over all that. When you get into that space, the miracles flow. Feel and know that these events are real, meaning like the miracles. Let go. Again, let go of any resistance. And didn't I say that in the beginning? I was like joking and I said resistance or something like that. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Banish that doubt. That's all a part of the matrix loop, the program that you're very much trying to break that right now. And you've got it. You already did it in another timeline, like right here, it's already done. So you are in this beautiful place of complete renewal. That's why things have been so wildly insane. Your body is going through a massive divine reboot, so be gentle with yourself. You know, you got some crazy people, like, it's wild how the Matrix is trying to trigger light workers right now, and it's working through people, mostly, okay? Like, I've had a couple people recently, like, book services, and I already had a feeling about these people, and I'm learning lessons too. Like, I need to just listen to myself instead of being like, because I can read so much that I'm like, these people really do need help. But at the same time, I can tell that they're infiltrated. I can tell, but I want to help them, right? Anyways, anytime I feel that now, I'm going to be like, nope, hard pass, okay? Unless it's something I absolutely am like, no, I need to help this person. But I've had a couple people like try to just pull some shady stuff, you know what I mean? And try to like, you know, like basically scam me or whatever, you know, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, so, but it's mostly working through people. So, and I know a lot of you guys are experiencing that kind of stuff. So just, you've got it. You are sovereign over this entire thing, right? Over everything. So, you know, and it's getting really crazy because you're really starting to see, we're all seeing who's on what timelines. It's very clear. It's becoming more and more clear. You know, these people are super unconscious. And because people are asleep, and that's another thing I'm going to be talking about, is having compassion towards, like, I just feel like there's a lot of like negativity towards people who are not consciously awake. Like they're still asleep. Like people forget that at one point they were asleep too before their awakening. It's like they look down on them or, ugh, they're, you know, they're asleep. Ugh, they're low vibration. Ugh, you know what I mean? And it's like, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? And if you feel that way about unconscious people, then that just shows you where you need to heal because they are a mirror and a reflection still, right? So my point is, like Mother Mary, like Goddess Isis, like Yeshua, like Mary, right? Like they had compassion towards everyone. The ultimate initiation of the soul, basically, a huge one, is to be able to love the unlovable and forgive the unforgivable, and to have compassion and love for the people out there who are very asleep. They don't know. Don't get frustrated with them or look down on them or judge them. Like, they don't know. They are so plugged in. If anything, there should be empathy and compassion for them. You know? Because they don't know any better. They are literally, you want to talk about being ran on the loops? Like, we're the lucky ones. We woke up. We remembered. And I pray that for everybody. But we as a whole, as a collective, need to really send more love and compassion out, because there's a lot of animosity and frustration around family members or friends or neighbors or coworkers or people who aren't awake. Like, how can you not see, you know, like people, they project, you know, oh, because I'm awake and I can see it. Like, it blows my mind that you can't see it. Like, how can you not see it? They literally can't see it. It's not their fault. It's frequencies. So even though you guys might work in the same office, they're in a completely different timeline and frequency than you are, right? Your timelines or whatever just kind of overlapping at work or whatever, you know? It's like that. So anyways, I just wanted to say that. So I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your love and support. I still have more work I got to get done, so I'm going to go. I was not expecting to be here for an hour, but it is what it is. This was a really big message. I didn't, you know, I wasn't really, I thought that I would be channeling, you know, with Mother Mary or someone, but maybe this wasn't the message that she wanted to come through with. I don't know. I thought she would. But it's all good. It's all good. This whole message was channeled with them, right? So anyways, you guys, thank you again. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.